Hello and welcome to Talk About Strange. Thank you for joining me here today. I got another set of stories here to share with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is 3 cryptid testimonials from UK, and I think I might be able to push one more into this because these are short little stories, but really neat. So I think you'll enjoy them. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So kick back and enjoy. Here we go. Hi there. I am mailing you my testimony if you want to read it. I don't trust the UK groups. I can assure you that my testimonies are genuine. Okay. Testimony 1, Cheshire, approximately 1989. I was 10 years old. December 5th. It was dark, but a clear sky, very cold. I was a passenger in a vehicle heading north through the Pickmere, Tarparley area to a toll bridge over the River Weaver. I remember passing a garden center on the right-hand side of the road with Christmas trees on. I noticed 2 red glowing dots behind the hedge next to the farmer's gate on the left side of the road. Excuse me, I'm still working on this cold. I thought it was a reflection of a trailer taillights in the field maybe. Then I see it's an animal that looked like it was a big dog or a dragon now standing up on 2 feet looking at me through the car window. I don't know. See, I didn't know if the red eyes had some negative shock effect on me or if I saw a face from the car headlights behind me. I remember my heart was beating fast and I was shocked. I slept with the covers over my head that night and my digital watch light on. I passed the same road another time in the day and commented it was maybe a sign for a dog kenneler. Commented? I think you meant contemplated if it was maybe a sign for a dog kennel or a scarecrow that I saw that night. It is only recently that my memory was triggered. I am guessing it was a werewolf given the testimonies of other in the same area, DM Encounter Radio. All right, this is testimony 2, Lancaster, June 1991. I was 13 years old, approximately 2 p.m. It was hot and a clear sky. I was cutting through a field next to the woods at school. I saw what I thought were 2 other kids on the sports field from a distance. I wasn't paying attention. As I got closer, I looked again and I saw a large figure in front of me and no kids on the field. It was about 8 to 10 foot tall, male, short black hair, dark gray skin, same as the Patterson gimbal footage, but thinner and taller, like an American football shape, walking straight up on 2 feet. I never saw its face, only the one side on. I shouted, "Hey," and it ignored me. You see, I looked to my left to see if I was alone for a second, and then I looked back, and it disappeared right in front of my eyes. It was in the middle of the field. I got a bad feeling and walked back the way I came. If you've ever been to a traveling circus as a kid and you get the creepy feeling seeing clowns and people walking around on stilts, that was the type of height it looked like. But I passed it off as in my imagination or a rugby player. I saw shadows in the woods when I disappeared. I put that down to the kids I'd seen in the field. The sun was in my eyes, I think. My memory was only triggered lately, 30 years later. After or before the event, I remember seeing a big, tall beech tree in full bloom right there where it entered the woods, which had a creepy tree structure next to its roots. Old sticks placed in fishbone pattern. The other kids used to sit on this tree, and I remember avoiding it and getting a bad feeling. A kid told me there was a werewolf in that cemetery, and another that there was something watching them in the woods. I never believed any of it. Maybe they are coming from a portal in the cemetery or came up from the brook or the moors. Anyway, testimony 3. It was August 1991. I was 13 years old, approximately 11 a.m. It was hot with a clear sky. It's Berkshire, UK. I was staying with a school friend after returning home from holiday in Spain. We were dropped off at a park for the day by his mother in the morning. We entered the woods and I immediately felt sick. The other kid was climbing a tree to sit on a branch. I didn't have the strength to climb the tree due to feeling sick out of nowhere. I then had a stone thrown at my feet and I turned around where it came from, picked the stone up and threw it back, thinking it was just another kid. I couldn't see anything. I was getting more sick, though, by the minute. My rib cage was vibrating, and there was a strange humming noise, which I thought was an airplane or a generator in the distance. Now I'm feeling like passing out, and I turned around and sat on my knees trying to recover. At this stage, I was getting fearful and thinking that maybe I wasn't going to survive this. Either I had internal dialogue with myself or mind speak repeating to turn around and the sickness will go away, and a female metallic sounding voice behind me reassuring me. I told the kid in the tree, get down, let's get out of here, there's something wrong. I got him out of the woods and then I recovered, then threw the stone back into the direction it came from. There was no reply and we never saw anything the whole time we were there. We were now in the field and I didn't want to look back at the woods out of fear of what I might see. The sky was now cloudy and orange colored like it was late in the afternoon. I looked at my Swiss watch, which was brand new, and it read 11:30, I think. I commented to my friend, it's only 11:30. We have hours till we get picked up. Let's go find a shop. He replied, it's 2:30. We're about to get picked up soon. I knew it couldn't have been because we'd only been out in the woods for about 10 minutes. His digital watch turned out to be the correct time. My friend was acting strange from my perspective and was oblivious to what had happened. I felt like I'd cheated death and was just happy to have been out of those woods and still alive. So I forgot about it. It was 30 years later that my memory was triggered. I think he had to go to the doctor's the next day for blood and urine. I was sick and went home 350 miles away the next day. We had 3 hours missing time. My analog watch, which never worked again after that, even after repair, it stopped at 11:30 a.m. that day. I have an alien abduction memory linking to the event, which may be a false memory from watching TV and cryptids caused by missing time. I haven't had hypnotic regression yet, in case it is traumatic, so I don't know. I Googled the park where it happened and found some images I'll share with you. It's the missing time that I'm confused about. As a preface, I worked out aliens were real when I was 20 and cryptids when I was 30. I was glad nothing happened to me, or so I thought. Only in my 40s did the memories click. The stone throw is what triggered them. Paul. Well, wow, Paul, that's very cool. Excuse me. Thanks for sharing that with us. Very interesting stuff. I always enjoy these stories from the UK and hearing about the different stuff that happens all over the place. The missing time, there's going to be a lot of people on the channel that are very familiar with some of the stuff that happened to you there and will comment on it. So keep an eye on those comments for that. Very cool, though. Any other stories you want to share with us, feel free to send them in, okay? And again, I'm sorry it took a while to get to this. I've been working outside of the office and came down sick here recently. So anyway, we're on the mend now, so let's keep going. What do we got next here? I think I had another one I wanted to share with you. It wasn't real long. Here's one that you guys might like. The voice that saved my life. This is pretty interesting. In the fall of 2020, I was driving to work, admiring the beauty of the leaves, taking my time, when I heard a train approaching. I looked for the train to my right when I see a group of boys trying to beat the train that was about to block the road. The nightmare was unfolding right before my eyes. The train blew its whistle, loudly warning these boys, but the driver paid no heed to and decided to floor it. The moment was intense, but by the grace of God, they made it. It looked to me that these boys were going straight across the road and in front of me. So I slowed and veered a bit to the left to give them enough time to cross the road and allow them a safe passage. When I hear a voice in my head, not my own voice, say, relax, you're going to get hit. I then felt strong hands from behind me hold my shoulders to the seat. I actually didn't panic. I did what the voice said, and I took a deep breath and relaxed. I watched in front of me as the driver overshoots the road, banking it hard left right at me. I watched in horror at the boy in the back seat face. He was screaming as I lunged towards him. As I approached, I felt someone jerk the wheel to the right and then hit them in the rear quarter panel, just missing the boy in the back seat. He was saved twice that day. My airbags were deployed. My car was totaled, but I was unscathed. I will always consider this the day my life was spared. The voice I heard in my head was my father, who died in 1983. I try always to make good decisions and help people wherever I can. I don't want to waste my second chance. Thank you, Dad, for giving me this opportunity to live and give back. Wow. Very cool. Very special. That's amazing. It's not the first time I've heard stories like that. They're really good to hear. Very cool. Okay, here's another one from her. Here's a message I received from a friend through a dream. In 2003, my friend Russ of 20 years lived in New Orleans. He was supposed to come home for 2 weeks' time, and we planned on spending time together. This is a man that I grew up with, and I loved him dearly, but a week before his arrival, I got word that he was shot at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It was a drive-by. Wow, so sorry to hear that. It's terrible. He was only in his 30s. I was so devastated. He was really one of my best friends, and we shared so much. I couldn't believe he was gone. There was a part in a Pink Floyd song where the guitar made a patent sound. It was his trademark. Every time we talked to each other, the first one to call would be the one to go, putting so many good memories with this person. My heart was heavy. The night before his wake took place, I had a dream. I was standing in front of my mom's kitchen sobbing, and I yelled, "I can't believe you'd leave me without saying goodbye." With my arms to my waist, I heard a PA ding. Then I heard him say, "I wouldn't do that." Then I turned around and gave him a great big hug. As I turned, I noticed that he had a white peasant shirt and pair of black jeans. He told me he only came to say goodbye, and that there was so much waiting for him on the other side, but he just had to say goodbye. He kissed me and went out the door to walk up a set of cloud stairs. When I went to the wake the next day, I almost fainted when I saw that they had put him in a white peasant shirt and black jeans. You know how you always doubt yourself and second guess yourself? Well, I was sure that he came to say goodbye. Sandy. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing that with us. Wow, that's beautiful. Another beautiful story. And I'm glad that your friend was able to come to you and say goodbye like that. Very cool stuff. All right, so that's it for those stories. Thanks for joining me here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about my raspy voice. I'm still working through this, but I'm going to continue to try to share some more stories. Anyway, I just appreciate all you guys and all the new faces and people are here and all the support you guys have been sharing and stuff. So thanks again, and I'll see you again really soon.